In a world where most serve from abundance, there lived one soul who served from emptiness. No food in the house, no fire to cook, nothing except love for Lord Shiva's devotees. And yet, when a stranger knocked in the middle of a storm, he didn't hesitate. He didn't just give what he had, he gave what he did not have. And what happened next became one of the most sacred moments in the history of devotion. This is the inspiring story of Ilayankudi Maranar. Among the 63 Nayanmars, you'll find mighty kings, fearless warriors, and enlightened poets. But in the quiet village of Ilayankudi lived a humble farmer with a heart full of devotion towards Lord Shiva. His name was Maranar. Years of hard work had made him very wealthy, yet he never counted those riches his own. To him, every coin, every grain, every breath existed for one purpose: to serve Shiva's devotees. He didn't chant from mountain tops, he didn't perform grand yajnas. He just followed one Dharma. If a devotee of Shiva enters my home, they must never leave hungry. And even when the rain stopped falling, when the grain stopped growing, that Dharma remained. Whenever a Shiva Bhakta came to his door, he would greet them with folded hands, wash their feet with love, seat them with care, and serve a delicious meal balanced with the 6 flavors as a sacred offering. But with great devotion come great test, not to burn but to purify. Just as gold is purified by fire again and again until it shines, the Lord tests his true devotees to reveal their hidden light. So slowly everything began to vanish. His crops failed, his wealth disappeared, his debts grew, yet something remained unshaken: his Dharma. Even in the darkest days, he continued to welcome the Lord's devotees. He sold his belongings, borrowed from others, but never let a single adiyar leave hungry. Not once did he or his humble devoted wife question their fate or complain about their life turning upside down. Despite all the goodness they had offered the world, they never asked, "Why us?" And maybe this is where we pause and reflect on ourselves. In the times of trial, when nothing seems to go right, can we still hold on to devotion? Will we walk our Dharma without bitterness, without doubts? Now, returning back to our story, together with nothing in hand but faith, they continued their sacred path of Daanam to Shivanadiyars, the devotees of Shiva. Then came the night that would test them like never before. It rained as if the heavens were tearing open. The house was empty. There was no food left. Maranar returned from the fields, soaked to the bone, tired and hungry. His wife quietly gave him a glass of water. That was all they had. No complaints, no sadness, just surrender. And then a knock. Through the pounding rain, a voice. "I am a servant of Lord Shiva. I've come from far. I've heard this is a house where no one is sent away hungry. May I come in?" Maranar froze. There was nothing to offer. He looked at his wife, helpless. But she gently said, "It's raining heavily. First, let him in." So they welcomed the radiant guest, gave him dry clothes and invited him to rest. But how to feed him? His wife suggested something no farmer would dare consider. "Go to our fields and bring back the paddy seeds we sowed this morning." These weren't ordinary grains. They were meant for the next harvest, the very future of their survival. But for Maranar, no grain was greater than his devotion. In the pitch dark night, through the muddy paths and pouring rain, he walked barefoot to his farm. Feeling his way, he found the soaked seeds. gathered them in a basket and returned, heart burning with purpose. His wife washed the soaked grains and began preparing the meal. But a question remained. What could they serve alongside the rice? Once again, he stepped into the storm. He reached the edge of his land, pulled out fresh spinach from the wet soil, and rushed back. And just when they thought they had everything they needed, they realized there was no firewood. Without a moment's hesitation, Maranar looked up, climbed onto the beams of his own roof, and pulled down the wooden beams to make a fire. With just a few ingredients and her deep love, his wife prepared multiple simple yet heartfelt dishes. And then, with the meal ready, they approached the resting guest and said, "Please bless us by accepting this humble offering." He rose and replied, "Set it down, I will come." But when they laid out the banana leaf and arranged everything to serve, the guest did not return. After waiting for a while, they went to call him, only to find that he was gone. And in that silence, a brilliant light lit up their little hut. And as you have already guessed, there seated on the sacred bull Nandi was Lord Shiva himself, glowing with grace. Beside him, the gentle presence of Devi Parvati. And then he spoke. "My beloveds, you served my devotees with love, even when you had nothing. You will now live in this world with all riches, where even Kubera, the Lord of Wealth, will serve you." From that day, their fortunes returned, but they used every blessing not for comfort, but for seva. They continued their Annadanam service till the end of their days, and when their time on earth ended, they rose to Kailasa to live forever at the feet of their Lord. But what about us? When life tests us, when everything is taken away, do we still hold on to love, to service, to surrender? Ilayankudi Maranar teaches us true wealth is the heart that keeps giving even from emptiness, and the soul that stands firm even in darkness. If this story inspired you, give this video a like and share it with a fellow seeker. Don't forget to subscribe for more soul-touching lessons, and tell us in the comments, have you ever given when you had almost nothing? Catch our earlier Nayanmar series and stay tuned. The next saint's tale arrives soon. Thanks for watching.